Here we got. There we go. Perfect. Was this not the one? Oh, this is the one from. Okay. What about this one? Dude, I am struggling. Oh, okay, there we go. Got it. What about this one? Dude, I am struggling. Okay, there we go. Got it. That webcam capture real quick and be on our way. There we go. Alright, we should be all good now. Okay, let's see what we got. That webcam capture real quick and be on our way. I'll mute myself here too. Okay, cool. All right, let's go with like the normal stuff. Let's see if I have a really old list or something. Cause like this is playing all three, but I want to just go over. I do go over stuff. Let me find the There's actually a link here in this general chat about it. Here we go. Pull up this one. All right, so we've got each one of the cards. All right, we've got Haman, Raviel, and Uriah for the Sacred Beast monsters. And each one has a different effect. This is just a new copy of the card that acts like an honest. So we'll go over everything here in a second. I'm just gonna pull up all these on a new deck. Just do Sacred Beast, burn, and then we'll type in like one of the names real quick. Immortal. Okay, and then we go Uriah, and then oh wrong one, and then we go. Why is it Uriah? Oh, because it doesn't talk about self. Like Raviel doesn't talk about self. They're all once per copies. And that's that. Okay, cool. So that should be everything. And then we'll set this as default. And we're going to add one card in here that's technically not a Sacred Beast card. And we'll just go over how it works. I'll get rid of this. And I'll lower the... Okay, I'll get rid of that. Okay. Alright, so... Generally speaking, um, we need to explain like what each card does or how the combo works. So I just need to know, do you understand what the cards do, or are you just like totally brand new at it? Just type in the chat and let me know. And I'll do this live with you right now. I'm just checking to make sure. That's all. Can you hear me? Okay, so give me like a general basic is this like from like you don't know what any of the cards do, or do you know what some of the cards do type of thing, real quick? Okay, cool. Brand new like no tomorrow. All right, cool. So I will have this up while I just here. So I gotta wait for the gel to stick. Okay. All right. Let me that off right there. Okay, cool. So all right, let's go over a single card. All right. So we have Haman, Lord of Striking Thunder. This card is the best Sacred Beast. This is the raw equivalent of the God cards. Um, how each one of the Sacred Beasts summon, they all have a summoning condition because they cannot be normal summoned or set. Hamon's summoning condition is that by sending 3 continuous spells to the graveyard, you can summon this card from your hand. And then when this card battles, destroys a monster, it's a mandatory effect. If it sends that monster to the graveyard, you burn them for 1,000, and then that will happen in damage step. And then the second effect is when it's in defense, you can only target this monster in defense. But the cool thing is if you have 2 Hamons out in defense, you can't you can't attack your opponent can't attack your board at all. So it's really neat like that. It's nice. Like I think they call it a commander lock, commander night lock, or captain night lock. But if you have 2 on defense, your opponent can't target any cards on your field for attack because the text on this card says monsters your opponent's controls cannot target monsters for attack except for this one. So what it's doing, it's creating a loop saying, oh no, you can only attack this Hamon. And then it goes, oh no, you can only attack this Hamon. And it just loops like that, so you can't attack. So they go battle phase going, oh no. Like, yeah, that's fine. And then they realize, and they go, oh crap. So they'll go to main phase 2 and try to figure a way to remove it. Raviel, Lord of Phantasms, his summoning condition is by tributing 3 Fiend monsters. Each time your opponent normal summons, and this is the effect that I wish wasn't mandatory because this plays into talents a lot when playing against other players. If they're smart enough, they'll use talents and just take the Hamon. Um, but Raviel says each time your opponent normal summons a monster, you special summon a level 1 Fiend Dark token with 1,000 that can't attack. Basically, what it is it's just a body for it to use its last effect, which is once per turn you tribute 1 monster. This card gains attack equal to it. So if you tribute the token, you'll gain 1,000 for it. Um, but this thing is also a good thing for like clearing something off your board that you don't want, and you're like, oh, I don't want to just send it to the grave, or I have no way to send it to the grave. You just tribute remove, so you have space to play. If you get into like that type of board state. The next card is Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames. This card works by sending 3 face-up traps you control. It doesn't have to be continuous. It's just any face-up traps to graveyard to summon it, and then this card gains 1,000 attack for each continuous trap in the graveyard. And also, once per turn, last effect, you can target one set spell or trap your opponent controls, and they can't respond with spell or trap card effects. Which is really nice if you're playing against a trap deck and they're like, oh no, I want to trigger something. You're like, no, 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 no. So, very good card. If I were to rank the usefulness or how good each one is, I'd rank them on number 1. I would rank Uriah number 2 and number 3 Raviel, but I'll mostly be playing the Raviel because of its immediate stat line of 4,000 attack and defense. So you'll most likely be playing this one because it also has synergy with the Bestial package that I use later on. It's a good way to draw cards. But if I ever got the choice to play Uriah over Raviel, I would do it because I don't want to play in the talents immediately. And as soon as your opponent normal summons, it makes talents, it makes thrust live because it's the monster effect that activates. And funny thing is, Uriah is the only one that doesn't have a mandatory effect on him. All right, next we have the smaller beast. We'll go Chaos Summoning Beast, level 1. How this card works is you normal summon this card, and then you can it's called an ignition effect. Um, you will tribute this card for cost, and then it allows you to cheat out one of the Sacred Beast monsters from your hand and summon it. And then when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to add the field spell called Fallen Paradise, which we'll go over here in a few. Um, so basically, the on-field effect is it tributes for cost. So if your opponent has skill drain up on the field, you can tribute it, and it will resolve because it's no longer face up the field, and skill drain can't say no, you're negated. But if it's a card like Baguska, it says activated effects, then it would not resolve, and that's just clarification. This one tributes for cost, and then this one tributes for cost, and we'll talk about this one right now. Dark Summoning Beast is the level 5 of the deck. When you summon this monster, it has the same reasoning behind Chaos Summoning Beast, but it lets you summon from the deck and hand instead of just the hand. So if you tribute this card for cost, you get to summon a Sacred Beast name from hand or deck. But if you do, you can't attack for the turn. You can still go battle phase, but you can't attack for the turn. Um, and then the second effect, which is not once per turn, is the Dark Summoning. Is that you can banish it from graveyard to add a Sacred Beast name like Raviel, Haman, or Uriah. Um, you can't add Raviel's new card because it's technically not Raviel Lord of Phantasms for some reason. It's a little BS on how that works. So the next card we're going to talk about is the starter, which is Dark Beckoning Beast. Dark Beckoning Beast is the normal summon of the deck. It doesn't have any ignition effects, but it's the main combo piece of the deck. This card searches any card in the deck on summon. It's not mandatory. It's a you can effect, and then you also can normal summon another 0/0 fiend monster in addition to your regular normal summon per turn. So that's its two effects. Card can search any card related to the Sacred Beast, which is really nice. And then the next one we'll talk about is Chaos Core. This came out in the structure deck. Um, this card is used in the armor tile strategies where you want to do like the armor tile OTK strategies because when this card's targeted, it dumps or sends from deck to grave any Sacred Beast name you want. And then you place a counter on it, and you wouldn't take battle damage. So it's a really cool combo where you can get all three. You get all three names, activate the fusion card, and then summon one of the Phantasm monsters. I forgot Emperor, whatever. And then I think that's the only card. Only other. I think that's the only effect of it. It's just a long effect. Um, yeah. Oh, and if this card would be destroyed, you remove a counter to so it wouldn't be destroyed instead. All right. Next, you have Phantasmal Summoning Beast, which is a newer card coming out in about a month from now in the next set. How this card works is it's a level 7. On field, just like the Chaos Summoning Beast and the Dark Summoning Beast, it tributes for cost, and then you tribute for cost, you add one of the Sacred Beast names, and then it lets you summon out a level 10 Pyro, Thunder, or Fiend monster whose attack equals its own defense from your hand, ignoring summoning conditions. So you can actually just summon this now because of the specifications of level 10 Thunder, Fiend, or Pyro, and this is level 10 as well. These are all Thunder, Fiend, Pyro, so you get the gist. It's also U-Bell support because U-Bell is a level 10 Fiend in that way. Alright, next we'll talk about because we're almost done with all the monsters, we'll talk about the Raviel Lord Phantasms. How this card works is its summoning condition is just by tributing 3 monsters. Um, But how this card works is if your Raviel is on field, you can quick effect, discard this card, target one Raviel, and then you double its attack for the rest of the turn, and it can attack all monsters on the field at least once. So it's really nice being able to punch everything with an honest. And then the second effect is if this card's in the graveyard, when you tribute a card, tribute a monster, or if this card's graveyard, you tribute one monster and add this card to your hand. So let's say you went to turn 3 and Raviel summoned the token that did not get removed. You can just tribute the token to add it to your hand. And then you can just hit them with Honest again, double attack. It also works if Raviel tributes, let's say, Haman, and gains 4,000 attacks, so now you're 8k. And then you go damage step, quick effect, and then you send Shimmering Scraper. You now have a monster with 16,000 attacks swinging into whoever it is. That is it for all the monsters for the archetype. The spells, Phantasmal Martyrs, you'll never use. Realistically, the ones that you'll never use in this deck or in Sacred Beast is Phantasmal Martyrs is one card that's just bad. I wish this card was good, and then you'll most likely never use Chaos Core outside of the Sacred Beast armor tile strategy. Like getting the big boss monster. But how Phantasmal Mar works is while you control at least 2 other cards in your hand, you control Uriah or Haman, you send your entire hand to the graveyard, and then you get to summon 3 Fiend tokens. So, like, in the instance that you control this card plus Dark Summoning Beast, and one random card is this card only. That's realistically the only chance this card's good. But you will never play this card. As much as I want to play this card, it needs to retrain. All right, now we got the fusion card for the deck. It's Dimension Fusion Destruction. How this card works is it's like Miracle Fusion in a way, but it lets you banish from your hand, field, and or graveyard as well for the materials. You banish all of the Phantasm monsters, or all the Sacred Beast monsters to summon one of these three Phantasm monsters. Because it says Phantasm in the name, that's why they are targets. Uh, and then you take no battle damage from attacks involving that monster. And if you control one of the Sacred Beasts when you activate this card, your opponent can't respond at all, which is really nice. It's like a nice effect. Fallen Paradise is probably the best field spell I could ever think of. It protects all your Sacred Beast names, so all the level your big boys and Armatile from card effects, being destroyed by card effects or targeting. And then, if you control one of those four monsters, you can draw two cards once per turn, as long as you control one of those monsters. So it's a pot of greed plus protection from targeting and destruction. Um, then we got the Cerulean Skyfire. We'll go over this card here in a second. I want to actually want to go over the opening Spirit Gates first. Um, Spirit Gates is the other starter of the deck. So between Dark Beckoning Beast and Spirit Gates, they're the two starters of the deck. Spirit Gates is a really good card. This card says when this card is activated, add one Uriah Haman or Raviel or one monster that specifically lists any of those monsters in its card text. So as long as it names any of these cards in the card text, it'll search the monster of it. So this card can search the Shimmering Scraper because it does say Raviel's name in it, and this is your only tool that allows you to search Raviel. If you want to use the Honest in your package. Its next effect is once per turn you can discard for cost and then special summon one Fiend monster from your graveyard. Non-targeting has zero attack or defense. So it's really good to specify that the card not is a non-targeting card, because your opponents like to react to you with like Bestials or DD Crow, but they have to understand the deck to know what they're going to hit if they do this. And then the last effect is once per turn, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add one continuous spell, non-targeting, from your graveyard to your hand. So let's say you had opening Spear Gates and you needed to discard for cost. You discard the Cerulean Skyfire of the Grave to summon Dark Summoning Beast, and then you use Dark Summoning Beast to tribute to summon Haman, Raviel, or Uriah. You can then go activate Open Spear Gates and then add back the Cerulean Skyfire to your hand. So you just discarded for nothing. You had a really good interaction for that. The next card that came out on the structure deck, because all these cards came out on the structure deck except for I think Dark Summoning Beast, Fallen Paradise, and the original three names. Um, so the next card that's similar to Opening Spirit Gates is Awakening of the Sacred Beast. Um, our only ways to search the spell and traps in this deck are through Dark Beckoning Beast, and one of the one of the card, if they ever make new cards for this deck, we just need a monster or a card that allows us to search spells and traps itself specifically versus this one searching everything and only being two cards. So like we just need one more card that just searches spell and traps. If you get what I'm saying. All right. Waking Sacred Beast is a win condition for the deck, and how it works is with each different name that you control. So if you control one of each of the names, you get all three effects. If you control only two different names, you get two of the effects. If you control one name, you only get one of the effect. But basically, if you and it doesn't list armor tile. If it listed armor tile and said you get all three effects, this card would be nuts, in my opinion. But if you only control one Sacred Beast, each time your opponent normals or special summons, you gain life points equal to the attack of that monster. So if they have like an attack modification already on field and they summon it, so let's just say they have like let's say Blue Eyes White Dragon and they have a field spell. The field spell is given a 300 attack. You'll actually gain 3,300 attack, um, which is nice. And that's every time they normal or special summon monster. So you'll win in time as long as you have this card open when they start summoning monsters. You control one. Two is the best effect of it. And as long as you control two, it's a skill drain, but for activated effects, so it's Baguska. If your opponent activates any effects, any monster effects on the field, they'll resolve negated. This does not include hand or graveyard effects. It's only monsters that activated on the field. Um, because opponent controls means on the field. And then if you control three, three names. Any monsters your opponent sends to the graveyard are then sent to the banish zone instead of the graveyard. And then once per turn, the last effect, once per turn, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add one continuous trap from your graveyard to your hand. So once per turn, I could add back Hyperblaze from graveyard, Crackdown, or any continuous trap if I'm using trap monsters. It helps with recursion. So these are really nice spell and trap recursion cards. All right, let's go to Swirling Skyfire now. This card allows you to special summon Haman using its own procedure. So the conditions for Haman were sending three face-up continuous spells to graveyard. Now this is allowing you to use any spells, and you can use them as long as they're face down. Um, so you could activate Swirling Skyfire and then set Fallen Paradise and Dimension Fusion Destruction. Send all three to the graveyard to summon Haman because they are face down spell cards. Um, and then this card has a really good effect. If you have an attack position Haman, you can negate any spell or trap card in the game that allows you to do it on the resolution. So if it's like one of the god card supports that say you can't negate the effects and activations of this card, you can't negate that obviously, but you can negate Solemn Judgment, Solemn Warning, you can negate like counter traps, you can negate Super Poly, you can negate Droplet, they send a spell, which I really find is neat. So all you have to do for that to work, um, it negates on resolution, not at the activation, and that's why you're allowed to respond. So you just take an attack position of them on and put it in defense to negate, and you can do that once per turn. Um, once per copy of Cerulean Skyfire. So let's just say for some reason you have two Hamons on attack and two Cerulean Skyfires, you get two spell and trap negates by turning both in defense. And then when one of your big Sacred Beast monsters leave the field, you'll take no battle damage for the rest of the turn. Is the last effect of it. Then you got Hyperblaze for Uriah. And this card says this is special on Uriah. You can always use face down traps control instead of face up traps for the summoning condition. So in the instance that you have, let's say, Imperm, Hyperblaze, you can send all three to grave to summon Uriah. The other effect is once per battle, when an attack is declared involving Uriah, you can send one trap from your hand or deck to graveyard. Its attack and defense become the number of face-up traps in the field, and in both graveyards times 1,000. So it's a nice way of OTKing if you want to go the trap route version of the deck. But the problem is the game is so fast, it's hard to set up this. And hopefully they make new support where you can just place a Sacred Beast spell or trap card on the field. Who knows? Maybe they'll give it like a Pistol look for it. We can always hope. And then the last effect is once per turn, you can discard one card cost and add to your hand or special summon one Uriah, Haman, or Raviel from your graveyard, ignoring summoning conditions. Now, when I first started playing, um, I hated finding out that if the card wasn't summoned properly, you can't summon it from graveyard. So you can't just go um, pitch a name, pitch a Haman, Raviel, or Uriah to graveyard, and then summon it because it wasn't summoned properly the first time. And what they mean by summoned properly, it wasn't summoned by sending three faces continuous spells to summon it, or three fiend tributes, or three trap cards. I was like, well, I summoned it. Well, you cheated out with the summoning beast monsters is why. They all say ignoring summoning conditions, so technically it's never learned its summoning procedure. So most of the time you'll be adding it back to your hand unless you summoned it properly at that point, and that's what that means. Honorary. Make sure I'm not following there. Honorary Sacred Beast card, Dual Academy. Basically, it's just a field spell. I'll let you read it at a different time, but the reason why it's honorary is that it includes fiends, pyros, and thunders for effect. Hey, sorry, headset died. So what was the last thing you heard? What was the last thing you heard, man, friend? Can you hear me now? That's fine. Where were you at? When did I lose you? Hyperblaze. All right. Okay. Well, I'll just go over Hyperblaze one more time just in case I missed it. Basically, Hyperblaze lets you cheat. Lets you use face down traps for Uriah summoning condition instead of face up traps. Like you have Imperm, Hyperblaze, and Imperm set down. You can summon Uriah using face down traps. And then when an attack is declared involving Uriah, you can send one card from your one trap from your hand or deck to graveyard. Uriah gains 1,000 attack and defense. Um, for all face-up traps on the field and in both graveyards, so it's really nice for OTKing, like an OTK mechanism. And then the other effect is once per turn you can discard a card graveyard and add a Sacred Beast from graveyard to hand, or you can special summon it ignoring summoning conditions. But the problem with this is that when I first started playing the deck, I thought you could just summon a Sacred Beast monster from grave, but for some reason it has to follow the extra deck rule. If it's not summoned properly, you can't do that. So you'd have to have summoned Haman, Raviel, or Uriah from their own summoning list. So that send three face-up traps, three continuous spells, or three fiend monsters. Realistically, we just need a card for the deck that says place one face-up spell or trap that mentions one of the Sacred Beast names, yada yada yada, and then like say it's three continuous traps or three continuous spells. It'd be really nice support for the future. And then you've got Dual Academy, which is a hey buddy. You got Dual Academy, which is an honorary Sacred Beast card. I won't go over much detail about it. It came out a little while ago, and it just includes the fact that Pyro, Fiend, and Thunder, and you get effect based on that. And it's like lore accurate card, a lore accurate card. Next, we got Armor Tile Chaos Phantasm. How this works is you don't need a fusion card to summon it. You can banish all three Sacred Beast names, and then you can summon it from your extra deck. And then it gains 10,000 attack during your turn only, and it can't be destroyed by battle. And then we're going to talk about Armor Tile Chaos Phantasm. Phantom Fury. Phantom Fury is about the is the new card that I think came out like right after the structure came out. I started playing in 2021. The structure came out in 2020. It's considered Armor Tile the Chaos Phantasm, so it allows you to draw two. It gets protection effects from Fallen Paradise. Can't be destroyed by battle. Or destroyed by card effects. Um, Once per turn during the main phase, you give this card to your opponent. At end phase, it triggers, banishing all cards they control. And then you get the cheat out in Armor Tile Chaos Phantasm. And then lastly, we have Phantasm Emperor Trilogy. This is a great Super Poly target. It allows you to use three level 10s, which all the Secret Beast names are. And then when such summon or another monster summoned from the graveyard to your field while you control this monster, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls and inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. So if they control a big monster, you can burn them for like 2k, 3k, depending on what they have. It this one rarely ever comes up, but it's funny that this is a super poly target because like Tistina is a bunch of level 10s, Eldritch, Trains. It's really funny that this is a super poly target. All right, we'll go over combos now. Oop, timed out. And pull this again. All right, let's go to let's do combos. All right, checking you still here, friend? Just checking in. And while he does that, I'll actually go back. Okay, cool. And you can hear me just fine? Just double checking. And while he does that, I'll actually go back. Alright, cool. Okay, cool. A little delay on my thing, that's fine. Alright, Alright. So we'll go over one card combos. And we'll just talk about like how to do certain things and what enables us to do it. So we'll just show. Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I heard a little beep noise and then my headset went out. I didn't realize that was the noise. All right, so one card combos. We normal summon the Dark Beckoning Beast. We'll use its effect. It'll search us any card related to the Sacred Beast. We want to search out the opening Spirit Gates. We'll activate the opening Spirit Gates. Use the effect. Heads up, this card says you can only activate one per turn. So if your opponent negates the activation, you can then activate another copy of the card. Opening Spirit Gates allows you to add a monster related to the Sacred Beast. I'm going to add to hand the Dark Summoning Beast here. That's just to get a Sacred Beast out of the deck. You'll normal summon again because Dark Beckoning Beast allows you to. And then you can tribute, activate this card's effect, summon from deck. You can summon any one of the Sacred Beast. You can summon the Uriah. You can summon Haman. You can summon the Raviel. So you got a name now. And then you can banish this card. Use this effect to search out a different name and add to your hand. And that is generally the one card combo. The other one card combo is with the continuous spell. And we'll go. We'll go activate Spirit Gates, search us the Dark Beckoning, and then we'll normal summon the Dark Beckoning, and then we'll use its effect, normal summoning it, and then we'll add us to hand the Dark Summoning Beast, and then we'll tribute the Dark Summoning Beast, and then we'll use the effect, summon one from deck, so we'll summon a different name now, summon that, and then that's generally the one card combo to getting one Sacred Beast out. So now how do we get two? Well, we need an additional card to get two. So realistically, if I did, let's just say in our hand we had these two cards for our two card combo. I have a card in hand. It says Dark Summoning Beast. This works with Dark Summoning Beast, Spirit Gates, or Chaos Summoning Beast as the additional card. And then if you have Spirit Gates in hand, it's those additional cards, but you're going to search out the Dark Beckoning. So either way, if you have Dark Beckoning Beast or Spirit Gates in hand, you can do this combo as long as if you have the other opposite one. So you'll go normal summon, search you the opening Spirit Gates. You'll activate Spirit Gates. This will search you the Chaos Summoning Beast. And then you'll tribute the Chaos Summoning Beast. Use the effect, summon from deck. And then you'll summon, let's just say, wait, why is Haman on here? Hold on. Where's my chicken? Where's my chicken? And I will put this in here as well. Weird. Alright, back to that. Just realized that was not there. Alright, sorry. Didn't even notice that. Alright, where was that? Alright, normal summon Dark Beckoning Beast. Oops. Normal summon Dark Beckoning Beast. Use the effect to search. Search out the continuous spell. You'll activate the continuous spell. Use the effect to search out the Chaos Summoning Beast. And then you will normal summon the Dark Beckoning Beast, tributing it for the tribute summon, using the effect, tributing this for cost to summon from deck. I'm going to summon out a Haman here. I can then banish this card, add me a different name. I'm going to add me a Raviel to hand. And And now I can use the second effect that allows me to discard a card for cost, especially when a Fiend monster 0 attack and defense on grave. Since I have one in grave, I'm going to legally activate this card. So I'm going to send this card to graveyard. I go, is that good? They say yes. I go, okay, cool. I'm going to special back the Chaos Summoning Beast I actually just dumped from my hand. And then I'm going to tribute for cost. And I will summon the Raviel here. And then when this is in graveyard, I'll banish this to search out the field spell. This will add me to my hand the Fallen Paradise. I'll activate it, giving protection to my Sacred Beast names, and then I'll use its effect to draw 2 cards once per turn. So I get to draw 2 cards, which is really nice. And ironically enough, I can make Armatile here if I really wanted to, or one of the level 10 Phantasms. I use the Phantasm. So, and we can do the same exact board as long as we have one of these names plus this. So I'll do it with Opening Spirit Gates and Chaos Summoning Beast, and I'll put these to the top of the deck just to show you. I'll activate this. This will add me a monster related to the deck. I'll then normal summon the Dark Beckoning, and this is going to add me any name I want to my hand, or any card I need to my hand. I'm going to add this. Normal summon Tribute. Effect summon from deck. Special this. Banish the Dark Summoning Beast to grave to add me Raviel. Use this effect. Pitching card from my hand for cost. Non-targeting summon. Special summon the Chaos Summoning Beast. And then tribute the Chaos Summoning Beast to summon the Raviel. Banish this to add the field spell. Banish Chaos Summoning Beast to add field spell. Activate the field spell. Clear it. And then draw 2 cards. And we drew 2 cards. So that is the 2-card combo of the deck. You have to have Spirit Gates or a Dark Beckoning with any of the names, any of the smaller names for this to work. Now, there's another line that we can do, and that's when we add outside cards into the extra deck. And the easier way of doing all of this is by adding the Almirage. Almirage is a link 1 that allows you to normal summon, use a normal summon monster of 1,000 or less attack as link material. So, if I were to do this again, and I want an extra body, I'm going to put this top of the deck. Thank you, BB. I can normal summon this, use its effect. Add this, activate this, use the effect, search me this, link 1, and now I can use the continuous spell, pitching the Dark Summoning Beast to grave, to special summon one of these 2. Now I can special summon this back, use this effect, tribute, and let's say summon Haman in defense. Now we have a monster, now we have 2 monsters instead of 1 monster here. And we're allowed to use Almirage effect as a quick effect in their draw phase and protect our Sacred Beast monsters that we summon from being destroyed by card effects for the turn. And it's really hard to out a 4K body. So that's generally how that works. Let's just say we started this hand with, let's say, an additional name. If Chaos Summoning Beast, we are going to go over the line for that real quick. Alright, let's say top hand. Alright, let's just add one of those names. So like the Spirit Gates or the Dark Beckoning. Let's just do Spirit Gates. We'll get the same result. We'll activate this card. It'll search as any monster related to the deck. We'll then normal summon the Dark Beckoning Beast and use the effect. This will search out any name related to the deck. We'll search the level 1. We'll normal summon the level 1. We'll link off the Dark Beckoning to summon Almirage, and now we can use this effect to discard for cost and reborn 1. Reborn the Dark Beckoning, use the effect, And special this, and then use effect, special this. When we add this one to hand from the effect, my voice. Allergies, I hate you. Banish, banish. So now we added Raviel off of Dark Summoning. We had the Field Spell off of this Chaos Summoning. Activate that, draw 2 cards. Now we have an extra body on board because we use Almirage Link Material. And that's the gist of, you know, the main combo line that you do use. Now, if we were playing a Armatile variant, realistically, all we need in our hand now is a Chaos Summoning, is the Fusion spell plus the one of the starting cards. So all I need to my hand is either Spirit Gates or Dark Beckoning Beast for this to work. I just need one of these. Normal summon the Dark Beckoning, uses the effect to search. It searches out the opening Spirit Gates, uses the effect to search a monster related to the deck. And this is where you search Chaos Core. And then you'll normal summon the Chaos Core. You'll link away the Dark Beckoning Beast for the Almirage. Another reason why this card's really good for the deck. You can then use its effect targeting this, and since this got targeted, this will trigger. And then you can dump all 3 names to grave. It'll get 3 counters because you sent 3 names, and this will protect it from dying from battle. Alright, and now you can activate Dimension Fusion Destruction. This will summon by banishing all 3 names. And now you can summon Armatile, Phantasm Emperor, or Armatile Chaos Fairy, and you can swing for game. Now, if you play another card called Pentastag, it allows you to do piercing damage as well, and then this will have 10,000 attack on your turn only. And that is the main way to successfully get Armatile on field to swing. And you just like link to these off for Pentastag right here, and then you could pierce. So that's why you would play this beetle called Pentastag. The link to just needs 2 effect monsters. Trying to think of new combo line. If there's anything new combo line, I don't think there's anything that we can do with this right now. As much as I want to, it generally just uses the effect, search out this. This searches out this card. So you'll like reveal like this is the card it searches out, and then you just link away to get a name in graveyard, and then you use this card to ditch for cost. Special summon this one back. Use its effect, tribute, add one of the names, and then you can immediately summon after that. You special summon this card off of the effect of Phantasmal, and then now this card's graveyard effect is to banish, search out the fusion spell. And that would generally be your turn right there. If you started that combo line to add this, that's how you would do it. That's when like the U-Bell cards come in, like Grave Squirmer, all this stuff. But this is generally everything that you want to know about Sacred Beast to get an understanding. Your goal in this deck, realistically, is to open, honestly, either. Let me reset the hand. The goal of this deck, for like if you're playing the pure version, is to have your board state where you've opened this card in your hand, or you have a way to search it, and generally, this is what you want to open in your hand. You want to open one of your starting cards, so either the Open Spirit Gates or Dark Beckoning Beast, plus one of your Summoning Beast monsters, the Chaos or the Dark Summoning Beast, and the Trap card. Because if you control 2, let's just, if I run through the loops, normal summon, Link away. And then, use this card's effect, pitching this card to graveyard. Special this. And then use both of these cards' effects. So I'm just going to banish this card. Search this to my hand, or special on this. Search this to my hand. Activate the small one's effects. And then use the graveyard effect as well to add me this to my hand. Specialist and defense. Activate field spell, draw 2. And generally this is what you want. Like, this is the board that if you're playing pure, in my opinion, this is like your strongest board. It allows you to draw 2. You basically shut down your opponent from playing the game unless they're playing like a pure trap deck. Because they can't use effects on the field. You'll use graveyard effects, so they need back row destruction, and you gain life points every time they summon. So it's just the win con of the deck is having 2 different names plus the trap card, and that's for pure. So I hope this helped. I'll talk to you more in Discord, but I hope this was a good rundown on how everything works. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, man. What do you do?